We'll go to the next topic in immunity. We'll rather complete it. Now that is adaptive immunity. It's also called as acquired. As the name itself is indicating, it is being acquired. You are not getting this type of immunity by birth. You are, by your age, definitely this type of resistance is gained by an individual. That is why you are calling it acquired immunity. This acquired immunity is of two types. Importantly, is of two types: active and passive. See, there is a lot of difference between active type of immunity and passive type of immunity. And as we have said that this acquired immunity is developed by an individual during the course of his lifetime, and if he is developing that immunity with the involvement of his own immune system, then it is called as active type of immunity. And when there is no involvement of host immune system, then it is called as passive type of immunity. Both active and also passive are of two types: natural and artificial. First, we'll talk of all this natural, artificial type of active and passive immunity, and we'll finally conclude by talking about the differences between active and passive immunity. Coming to natural active immunity, here this type of immunity is gained by an individual by exposure to antigens naturally. Antigens are in fact disease causing microorganisms naturally. Now, for example, I'll give you one example. Doctors or medical professionals, by virtue of their profession, they are liable, or you can say they are exposed to different types of microorganisms. Now, and when they are exposed, now they can naturally gain the ability to offer resistance against the same. Now, that type of immunity is called as natural active immunity. And artificial type of active immunity is, I'll give an example of vaccination. And vaccination, you are artificially injecting, or you can say taking disease causing microorganisms into a healthy system in order to develop resistance against the same. Now, the thing is, you are exposed to the antigen knowingly, but the resistance is offered by your own immune system, by the host's own immune system. That is why it is called as active type of immunity. As host immune system is involved, you are calling it active. As the antigen is knowingly given into an individual, you are calling it artificial. Now, coming to passive type of immunity, here there is no involvement of host immune system. Directly an individual gains the ability to offer resistance against a disease causing agent. Again, it is classified as natural passive immunity and also artificial passive immunity. Coming to natural passive immunity. Now, a newborn, immediately after birth, definitely he also has an ability to offer resistance against a disease. From where, now by that time, the newborn's immune system is not at all developed. And even though it is not developed, the newborn is offering resistance against a disease. That is due to the transfer of antibodies from mother to child through placenta. Placental transport of antibodies which are given to the newborn, they protect the newborn from the invasion of microorganisms, from the invasion of foreign particles. Now that can be given as an example of what you call natural passive type of immunity. There is no involvement of the newborn's immune system. Only the antibodies which are transferred from mother to child present in the newborn are responsible for resistance against a disease causing agent. That is called as natural passive immunity. And coming to artificial, the artificial passive immunity is directly administration of drugs. Administration of drugs, when you go to a doctor, he will give you some drugs, they irrespective of your immune system, your immune system will not be involved there, still you develop resistance against a disease, because these drugs are responsible for killing microorganisms, and this resistance is called as artificial passive immunity. Now, as we have defined artificial and what you call natural and passive type of active and passive type of immunity, and differentiated it as natural and artificial, we'll talk of the differences between active and passive type of immunity. And first difference is host immune system is involved. No involvement. No involvement in host immune system will not be involved in this particular thing, that is called as passive. If it is involved, it is called active. And the second basic difference is it starts with a lag phase. Now, what is lag phase? Lag phase is a period where the level of immunity or level of resistance immediately after the entry of an antigen into host will decrease, and that period is called as lag period. And after the lag period is completed, now definitely this particular immunity lasts, and it can last for a long time. Passive immunity, there is no lag period. Immediately when the drug is administered, it starts functioning. And here immunological memory, secondary response are seen. No immunological memory, no secondary response. And what is immunological memory and what is secondary response, will just define it, and then we'll go to the next difference. Immunological memory is the ability of your immune system to remember the type of antigen which has made an entry into your body. Now that is called as immunological memory, and there are certain group of cells which are called memory cells which are responsible for this function. They remember the chemical nature of antigen which has entered into the body. And then what is secondary response? Before secondary response, actually we need to know what primary response is. Now, the primary response is the response offered by the immune system against exposure to the antigen for the first time. For the first time, when an antigen makes an entry into your body, the way your immune system responds is called as primary response. And when the same antigen enters into your body for the second time, the way your immune system response to it is called secondary response. And there is a lot of difference between primary response and secondary response. Primary response, there are a very less number of antibodies produced against a disease causing agent, while secondary response, during secondary response, the number of antibodies produced are very high. Now this happens more quickly also, and this is seen in active type of, when the host immune system is involved, definitely you can see primary response, you can see secondary response. And there is no primary response, there is no secondary response in the case of passive type of immunity. So the next thing is, it lasts long in some cases, even lifetime. Very short. See, in some cases, for example, the basic example is we get vaccinated against various types of disease causing agents, and that resistance is developed for your lifetime. And in this case, it is very short. When you go to a doctor, he prescribes you some drugs, and in very short period of time, you may again fall sick. And one more important thing is, when you talk of this particular thing, against repeated invasion of antigens, resistance is high. Repeated invasions, drug concentration is increased. See, this is the important thing. When the same antigen enters into your body repeatedly, now in the case of active type of immunity, the foreign particle is removed very quickly. The activity is very the immune system acts immediately in what you call killing this particular microorganism. In the case of passive type of immunization, the thing is, in this particular case, on repeated invasions, the concentration of drug is increased. Now, and finally, the last thing is, we against all these disadvantages, only one major advantage regarding passive immunity is, now here we need to immunodeficient hosts. There are certain people called immunodeficient hosts. Example is person infected with HIV, where their immune system is completely lost. In that case, it is passive immunity which is more useful, and in immune deficient hosts, you don't observe any active type of immunity because their immune system itself is completely destroyed, and this is not implemented, or this does not take place in immune deficient hosts. But when you are talking of this particular passive immunity is useful in immune deficient hosts. Now by this we conclude this particular topic called as immunity.